everybody, and welcome to our webinar on Cambridge IGCSE and O-level accounting. I'm Laura Rogers from Cambridge University Press and Assessment, and I'll be hosting this webinar for our speakers today. Thank you all so much for joining us. So now if we could move on to the next slide, I'm just going to introduce our webinar team for today. So I'm really pleased to introduce the webinar team for today. So first of all, we've got Julia Fusey, who is a commissioning editor for our published teaching and learning resources, and will be providing an overview of the new supporting resources available for accounting, which includes the new textbooks, but also the school support hub materials. We also have Kate Brown, who is a senior development manager in our products and services team, and will be taking us through all the key changes to the Cambridge IGCSE and O-level accounting syllabuses. My colleagues Jennifer Wade and myself, also part of the international education team here at Cambridge University Press and Assessment. I will be hosting the webinar today, and Jen will be on hand to support throughout the session as well. And that is now the end of our introduction, and I'd just like to hand over to Kate, who's going to get things started with an overview of the key changes to the syllabuses and what these will mean for you.
Thank you very much, Laura, and welcome everyone to this webinar. Pleased to be here to be able to go through the changes with everybody. Next slide, please. Thanks. So the Cambridge IGCSE and O-level accounting syllabuses are for first assessment in 2027. So for the IGCSE, it's available from March 2027. And for the IGCSE 9 to 1 and O-level, they're available from June 2027. There is also a November series for all three qualifications. So this does mean that actually most schools will probably start looking to start teaching the qualification in September this year. The main changes I will go into in more detail in the next few slides, but the key changes are that we have modernised the subject content by including new content on ethical considerations and technology and sustainability. We've also updated the accounting ratios, and one of the key changes is that in paper 1 we have added 5 extra questions and have increased the duration. We've also updated the aim slightly for clarity and to ensure that they are aspiring further studying in accounting, and they also reflect the updated subject content. We have worked hard that with the changes that we've made, that they've ensured that the IGCSE and O-level accounting syllabuses remain in line with our other upper secondary business related qualifications such as business and economics, and essentially have ensured that we've kept that progression onto the AS and A-level accounting syllabus. So I will now go on to the key changes in the syllabus. And these changes were made in response to feedback from teachers and other subject experts. So with the subject content, we have included an introductory explanation for each topic to give teachers and students a bit of context on what each of the topics will cover. So it's just a smaller few sentences above each topic to help provide the context. We've also amended the order of some of the content, and the wording has been updated in some places to make it clearer, but largely the content is similar to the current syllabus. The main changes is the inclusion of the new content, so topic 7.2, ethical considerations, and 7.3, technology and sustainability. And because of this, we've then changed the title for topic 7, and it's changed from accounting principles and policies to accounting concepts and modern practice. The actual content of 7.2, ethical considerations, broadly follows what is in the AS and A-level accounting syllabus to ensure the direct progression between the two levels. Topic 7.3, technology and sustainability, has been introduced to ensure that the subject of accounting stays relevant and up to date for candidates, as well as providing good progression onto the AS and A-level accounting. The new technology content is more theoretical rather than practical, so candidates are not required to have knowledge of or access to specific accounting software packages or accounting programs. Candidates need to have an awareness of how technology can be used. For example, that you can do bookkeeping online, that you can store it digitally and it is safer, and what the benefits and drawbacks of this are. We've also updated the accounting ratios to ensure good progression onto the ASL and A-level accounting syllabus and to ensure that we have stayed aligned to the international accounting standards. So, for example, gross margin has changed to gross profit margin, and current ratio has become current working capital ratio. So although some of the ratios have been updated, the meaning is essentially the same as the current ones. As previously mentioned, we've also updated the aims slightly for clarity, and as I mentioned earlier, that we really wanted them to inspire that further studying in accounting, and also, like I say, to reflect the updated subject content that we've added with 7.2 and 7.3. There is also a detailed list of the changes in the back page of the syllabus, which is obviously available on our public website and on the School Support Hub. So now moving on to the key changes to the assessment. So in paper 1, there will be 5 extra multiple choice questions worth 1 mark each. So there will now be 40 questions in total rather than 35. This has meant that obviously we have then increased the duration by 15 minutes to 1 hour 30 minutes rather than the current 1 hour 15 minutes. The additional multiple choice questions, they'll be of similar demand to the current papers, and they will test the same balance of AOs with AO1 knowledge and understanding and AO2 analysis. The addition of these 5 questions means that candidates now have more opportunity to show what they know. And the changes also make sure that we're aligned with other upper secondary business related qualifications, such as economics, and also candidates will still answer and record their answers on a separate optical marking recognition sheet, so an OMR sheet that I think you'd be familiar with. With paper 2, there are no changes to paper 2, so candidates will continue to answer the 5 mandatory questions in a duration of 1 hour 45 minutes. With the assessment objectives, we are keeping the 3 overall assessment objectives as they are, so AO1 knowledge and understanding, AO2 analysis, and AO3 evaluation. There has been some small changes to wording for clarity, precision, and to align more closely with AS and A-level accounting, as well as IGCSE business and economics. So for example, in AO1, the word principles has changed to concepts because they are more concepts rather than principles, and in the AS and A-level accounting, they use the word concepts. In AO2, we've included the words calculate and interpret because this is what candidates are currently actually doing. We just didn't make that explicit in the previous syllabus. And in AO3, we have removed the word reason, so it just says draw conclusions rather than saying draw reason conclusions. But essentially, what is important is that what is being assessed remains the same. So moving on just to tell you a little bit about the support materials. We do have support materials to help with teaching the updated syllabus, and these will be Support Hub. And my colleague Julia will discuss this in more detail shortly. Yeah, next slide, please. Similarly, we're also developing a range of other resources to help teachers deliver the updated syllabus. And so my colleague Julia will talk in more depth about the Cambridge University Press and Assessment textbooks, as well as supporting resources that will be available on the School Support Hub. So without further ado, over to you, Julia.
Thank you, Kate. Hi everyone, my name is Julia Fusi and I'm the commissioning editor at Cambridge University Press and Assessment, and I have been working on the new series for the IGCSE and O-level accounting. So firstly, I'm going to talk to you about the School Support Hub. So our School Support Hub provides an array of curriculum support resources, and it is a really great way to keep up to date with your subject and the global Cambridge community. You can use it to get in touch with other Cambridge teachers and experienced examiners through our online discussion forums, as well as finding out information about our professional development courses. So on the next slide, you'll see a snapshot of some of the resources available for IGCSE accounting. So we have a scheme of work which provides medium-term teaching plans that provide ideas about how to conduct and deliver a Cambridge course. And the scheme of work for the new syllabus is available now on the School Support Hub. We also will have a learner guide which will be available in June or July of this year, and that will provide useful advice to help learners to plan their study and develop an understanding of the course, how it will be assessed, and what to expect for their exams. And as I've said, this is just a small snapshot of the wealth of resources available on the School Support Hub. So if you are a registered Cambridge school, you will have access to all the materials on the School Support Hub. So I really do encourage you to go and look on there as well. So moving on, I'm now going to talk to you about our new endorsed series from Cambridge. So our new series, we have a course book with digital access, which also has a digital standalone, authored by Catherine Cookham and Alistair Mackenzie, and this publishes tomorrow. So from tomorrow, this resource will be available both in the print with the digital access, as well as a digital standalone. We have an updated accounting workbook, which again, it is a print and digital access, and that will be available from June. And we have a brand new digital teachers resource, and the full teachers resource will be available from January, but you will have access to some of this content before then as well. So we have updated the series with the workbook and the teacher's resource following the same structure of the coursebook, so that all three resources can be used together. The content is split into 4 different sections, and the coursebook is endorsed for full syllabus coverage. So we have updated the 3rd edition of the coursebook to align to the syllabus for First Assessment 2027, and we have a new design as well and links to sustainability. So the new edition of the coursebook has been updated to include more real-world application and provide additional engagement in class. So if you are familiar with our recently published A-level coursebook from Cambridge, you'll recognise the new features here. So we have Accounting in Context, which introduces students to the content of the chapters, as well as Accounting in Action, which places key ideas into real-world business settings, with opportunities for students to discuss talking in small groups. They also provide links to a range of real-world examples illustrating how important accounting is in business. So we also have a range of questions and activities included in the coursebook, which students can complete to ensure that they have knowledge and understanding of each specific part of the syllabus. There are a range of thought-provoking discussions throughout, and these discussion topics that students can either talk to in groups or in whole class or in pairs as well. As I have mentioned, we have also updated the design of the coursebook, which you'll see on the next slide, allowing students to access content more easily and in a more visual way, including breaking down the topics in a more accessible way as well. We have several ways in which we're supporting the assessment needs of teachers and students within our new coursebook as well. So at the end of each chapter, we have end of chapter practice questions. And this allows teachers to understand the level that each student is working at and to provide appropriate support to enable them to progress onto more complex tasks. At the end of each section of the coursebook, we also have end of section practice questions, and these are set out in the style of the exam and provide examples of case studies likely found in the assessment. The questions focus on the assessment objectives as well. So we have, as I've mentioned, updated the workbook too. which you'll see on the next slide. And this follows the same structure of the coursebook. Oh, sorry, moving on. There was some student support in the coursebook as well here. So we have included reflection to really support the metacognition skills of the students, so that they can reflect on how they're learning, not what exactly they're learning. We've also included links throughout the coursebook so they can refer back to other parts of the syllabus to see what they have learned and how it can be applied throughout the coursebook as well. And we have key terms throughout, which really support the students with English as an additional language, because there are a lot of subject-specific terminology within accounting. So we've really picked out those key terms and ensured that we have definitions that align to the syllabus as well. So we have also included updated worked examples, which will walk students through a completed activity, and it will really help students to understand what a successful answer looks like and provide support in developing the key skills that they need within accounting. So we have several worked examples throughout the coursebook. And now we are on to the workbook. So as I have mentioned, the workbook has been fully updated and it now follows the same structure of the coursebook, which really allows for consolidation of learning. And this also comes with digital access as well. So we've included learning intentions to help students navigate through the workbook, which indicates the important concepts for each chapter. And the workbook activities are scaffolded to support progression throughout the course. We've also included things like tips throughout this. And again, we've got those key words at the start of each chapter so students can really see what exactly they're going to be learning, and they can reflect back within the coursebook as well. We've also included a range of tasks to help consolidate, practice and reinforce their knowledge and understanding of accounting practice. And the workbook is a write-in workbook as well. But because of this, we know that a lot of times students have to have the opportunity to fill in things like sales ledgers, petty cash books, etc. So we have included a range of templates that students can access through the digital workbook, so they can go into Go and access these and download templates, and this will really help them format their answers in a more appropriate manner. The workbook also contains end of section practice questions, as we really felt it was important to include as much support for assessment as possible, and this includes the opportunity to evaluate sample answers and to apply advice to their own answers to questions too. So at the end of each chapter, we have the opportunities for them to improve answers and to challenge themselves as well. So as mentioned, we also have a brand new teachers resource, and this is a digital teachers resource that can be accessed via Cambridge Go, and it comes with access to a digital coursebook and a digital workbook too. So teachers, once they purchase the digital teachers resource, they also have their own version of the digital coursebook and the digital workbook. So the resource gives background information and advice on the background information, which can explain the prior knowledge required for students to access the chapter. The resource also provides a lot of language support, so really honing in on that support for students with English as an additional language. And this also comes with advice on overcoming misconceptions, which you can see on the next slide. So overcoming the common misconceptions, we have ideas of how to elicit the evidence and then how to overcome them as well. And as I've mentioned, we do provide a lot of language support, especially for those students who have English as an additional language. So the teacher's resource will also provide an array of ideas for your teaching, such as starter activity ideas, main teaching ideas, as well as plenaries, as well as suggestions on how to differentiate activities to support or challenge your students. But this also comes with assessment ideas as well. related to activities within the teacher's resource. So the teacher's resource can apply activities on the Coursebook and the Workbook, as well as providing new suggestions for you as well. And the teacher's resource will also have downloadable material, including worksheets too. So we also have several professional development opportunities for Cambridge IGCSE accounting. The best place to find what we have coming up is our professional development calendar on the website. You can filter by IGCSE and accounting to browse the list of upcoming courses. Please be aware that some of these will be more for the current syllabus, as this still has 2 more exam series to go, but we will be adding new courses soon. On the slide, you can also see some examples of the types of courses we have available. We have an introduction course, which is strongly recommended for teachers who are new to Cambridge or new to a specific qualification. We also have marking workshops, which enable teachers to engage with recent candidate responses to build confidence in their understanding of the assessment criteria. We also have focus on assessment courses for teachers who want to understand the assessment of the syllabus in greater depth, as well as focus on teaching, which are for teachers who wish to explore a specific area of teaching and learning within the syllabus. So these courses are recommended for teachers with at least 1 year of experience teaching a Cambridge programme. And all of these different courses can either be online or face-to-face depending. So always take a look at this before booking, or please do get in touch with us if you have any questions or want to find out more about our professional development support. And I believe I'm now handing back over to Laura, as we have plenty of time for some questions. So please make sure, if you do have any questions for us, to submit your questions to the Q&A box as well, so that we don't miss it. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much to Kate and Julia for those presentations. It's very much appreciated, and it's helpful to hear about all the changes to the syllabus and also the new updates to the teaching and learning resources as well. So thank you so much to everybody for attending the session today. We hope that you've enjoyed it and found it useful. And again, yeah, we will be sharing the recording and the slides with you, again, with any other links that are helpful. Once we've had a look through your comments and questions, we'll make sure that everything is covered in the follow-up information. And you can also use this email as proof of your attendance. And then, yeah, also, if you've got any further questions, you can also speak to your local team or visit the links that we have shared with you. So I'd like to just say another huge thank you to Julia and Kate for putting together such a fantastic webinar today and for taking us through all of that detail, and also to Jen for helping us on the session today. You will see when the webinar ends, a short survey to complete will be emailed to you, and we really appreciate any feedback that you have on the session, so we can keep improving these going forward for you. So thank you for any answers that you provide there. So thank you very much for attending. Good luck with your teaching, and we'd just like to say goodbye for now.